And hello, and welcome to the Criterion Connection. I'm Wade.
I'm Joe.
And this is our Thanksgiving-esque episode, I guess. And it's also celebrating Bergman. Because around this time, the Bergman 100-year celebration thing comes out. So someone bought that. Cool.
Can't afford that.
Yeah, and... Well, actually, because of the Barnes & Noble sale, it's only $149.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you were going to get it, you got to get it through like the sales, because that's $200-some.
I will say that it was nice seeing, like on Amazon, the Berlin Alexanderplatz set.
Oh.
Is like $60-something.
I'm sure like this, I'm sure those sets are going to go down because of this. Maybe.
No.
Possibly.
I mean,
no.
It's Criterion, man. Like.
No, they're not.
It finally did come down. I'm waiting for the Cassavetes one to go down as well. I missed my opportunity a long time ago when it was on sale.
So we're going to do one of his probably more well-known movies. Would you say it's probably his most well-known movie, you think?
I'd say it probably is the most well-known one, at least in America.
Yeah, we are doing...
I think.
Seventh Seal, with starring Max Sydal.
Max von Sydow.
Von Sydow, sorry about that. He was in Star Wars recently.
Yeah, he's in a lot of stuff.
I'm old. Now his parts are I'm old, but yeah.
But yeah, this is the second one we've watched with Max von Sydow in it. Remember,
yes,
we did The Magician.
That's right, The Magician.
Hint.
I forgot about that movie.
Yeah.
But maybe I should go into our archives and watch it, like you all should. Plug.
Or somebody could put a link in the video, or like one of those like little annotations.
We will see if that happens. I'm pretty sure I will do it, but probably the comment section is going to really crucify me on this one.
In a way.
Yeah.
In a way of speaking.
Yeah. So yeah.
I mean, It could be worse. You could be burned at the stake.
Yes, that's true. That's a good segue to this movie. I don't know how it's a segue aside from what happens in the movie. I don't know if I'm trying to say we're burning this movie to this by the stake, whatever. But yeah, this is basically Crusades time? A little post-Crusades
Yeah,
time?
I think it's supposed to be after... I think it's after the last Crusades.
Yeah. Because
we're talking about Black Plague, Black Death going on. So, yeah.
And then you have Max von Sydow playing the character. I think his name was Block?
Yeah. I forgot his first name. I think it's Antonius Block?
Yeah, they mostly call him Block. So I'm like...
Yeah, he's a knight.
Yeah.
He's a knight who was in the Crusades for 10 years down in the Holy Land.
With Hoff. Or Joff.
Yoff?
Yeah.
No. Jonas.
Jonas.
I think it's his... Wait. There's a lot of J names.
I think it's Yoff. It's
not Yoff. Yoff is the actor. The actor that lives.
Yeah.
Jan, maybe?
Anyway, his...
Because there's a Jonas, there's a Jan, and there's a Yoff, and I know who Yoff is. Yeah, it's rough. It's rough on the J names on there, man. But, yeah, he has a squire who has a really cool scar that goes, like, from the back all the way to the face.
Yeah.
Like, where he got messed up somehow.
I want to know the story of how that happened. Like I want to see, like, how, like, he didn't realize, like, oh, there's something cutting me up.
Yeah. But it basically follows this knight on his return back home. After being in the Crusades for 10 years, the plague is happening, and just kind of people he comes across, and he ends up meeting death in the very beginning.
Yeah.
Yeah. He meets death in the very beginning, and challenges him to a game of chess, which is probably the most iconic portion.
Oh yeah.
Is him and his interactions with death.
I was actually debating on putting a chessboard in between us, but I don't have a chessboard, so...
I mean, if you had told me this idea, I would have brought
one. But yeah, it's mostly kind of like... it's a redemption story, really.
In a way.
Kind of. He wants to do one redeeming thing, but he's just mostly lived a kind of mundane life, kind of.
The Crusades and the long, arduous war and just devastation he's witnessed has caused him to start to question his faith.
Yes.
Which is what he was fighting for in the Crusades. You know, he's fighting for the Christians, and he feels that every time he prays, every time he tries to speak to God,
He doesn't listen.
There's nobody there, and he starts questioning whether or not there is a God there, and if there is, what kind of, it's just completely ignoring me for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And just it's an interesting meditation on that.
Yeah.
Throughout the movie, and just kind of him on this journey back home, and coming across these people, and then kind of, in a way, by the end of the film, resolving that question of faith for himself, and just finding a one last good deed is what he brings up. He brings up the chess match with death, and says, like, I'm really good, so let's play. And it's just basically a way to prolong his life just a little bit longer. And you have to wonder if he already knew he was going to lose. I would say probably, because you're facing death, and death comes for everyone.
Yeah.
So
you can't. No one can get away from death.
Yeah, and they bring that up in one of their last meetings, and I think he was just doing it to buy time so he can figure out what exactly he wants his life to mean.
Yeah.
And kind of add a purpose to it.
Yeah, death always looms in this whole movie. To every character.
He was a little bit sassier than I expected.
Yeah. Sassy death.
Yeah, he was pretty sassy.
Yeah, I agree there. Like, and then he's like,
particularly when they deal with the guy who steals the one townsman's wife.
The one that fakes his...
Yeah, the one that fakes his own death. Yeah.
And that's like, no one escapes me, or whatever.
And it's like, alright, I'm going to set the scene. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but I got to set up the scene, because it's one of my favorite parts of the movie.
Yeah.
So, this guy steals the smith's wife, and runs off, leaving his troop behind, leaving the town behind, and eventually when the night and everybody starts leaving again, they come with the smith, because that guy is trying to figure out a way to past living with his wife.
Yeah.
Of course, they run across her with the actor, and he decides that instead of being beaten to death, he takes out a knife, and he's like, I'm going to commit suicide, or whatever, and he stabs himself in the chest, and stumbles, and falls over, and it's like the worst acting. Like, you can see him breathe in the next shot, which is wholly funny to me.
But it was back in the olden days.
I don't care.
They couldn't tell it. Oh, he's faking it.
It was funny to me, because you just see, like, he's tremendously dead, and then the next shot, you see, like, his chest, like, going up and down. And he goes, I'm a great actor. I'm just going to hang out in this tree for a second while everything calms down, and I'll rejoin Yoff and Mia.
And then Yeth shows up.
And he climbs up in the tree, and all of a sudden you hear, like, a saw at the bottom, and he looks down, he's like, laborers, coming to take trees, whatever, I'm going to hang out up here. And then it keeps going, and he realizes there's a guy chopping his tree down, and it's Death. And he's like, oh, yeah, your time's up.
I think it'd be more comical if it was dressed like a lumberjack.
No, I thought Death was funnier.
No. Death just being dressed as Death himself.
Oh, if Death was dressed as a lumberjack?
Yeah, he has the cowl and stuff like that, but he has like a lumberjack hat on.
Anyway, they have a back and forth, and the guy's like trying to plead with him. He's like, nope, you're screwed. And just chops the tree down.
Did she hit Death? Well, did not cheat this time.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite scenes.
Yeah.
Because it's so funny to me.
Yeah. Is it supposed to be funny?
No.
But you're like...
I think the scene is supposed to be funny.
Yeah. You got what you deserved.
But I don't think the movie is necessarily funny.
No.
It's just kind of... It's just meditative.
Yeah.
Is the way I would put it. There's small bits of tension like Yoff when he's eating in the tavern, and the scoundrel like comes up and starts accusing him of things, and he's gonna hurt him. And there's a few bits like that, but it's not like super action packed. There's not like, I don't know how to put it. It's just really meditative.
Yeah.
And everybody just kind of, the dialogue's very poetic.
It's hard to really classify this movie into a genre. I mean, you can't say it's
Didn't they call it?
Is it a drama?
Do they call it like a historical, like fiction or something?
Yeah, like it's
I
not
don't know.
an action movie. It's not a comedy. It's not a horror movie. It's
Yeah.
not sci-fi. It's very.
It's just kind of, it's its own thing.
Yeah. It's a Bergman.
It's a Bergman.
It's a Bergman.
The king of two shots, man.
Yeah.
Especially where Max von Sydow, the knight, is praying in a confessional, and Death is talking to him as if he was a priest.
Yeah.
And gets him to convey his strategy in the chess game. Like, that, where you're seeing Death on the other side, on the left side, and then you're looking through the grate, and you see the knight talking through it. Like,
yeah.
I'm just like, Bergman just is a king of a two-shot, man.
Yeah.
Like, he just knows how to make them work, because we talked about it in Persona.
Yeah.
It's just, anytime he has two actors talking to each other, he figures out arguably the perfect way to shoot it.
Yeah, and one of the most creative ways, but not the most, like, you know how like some people like try to do like you know how some actors
not super artsy.
They overdo it a little bit.
Yeah, no, he just finds like kind of the right sense.
Yes.
Two shot. Like, it's not overdone. It's not super. Look how artsy I am.
Yeah.
It's just a really like kind of ingenious way to shoot it. And get, the visual language in there. Just get both characters, like both actors in frame so they can both act and react to each other. You hear that all the time with actors.
It's so easy. You just put the camera there.
Yeah. Well, for the actors, like, you hear it a lot if you watch the behind the scenes, and I feel like our audience probably is those people.
Yeah.
That watch the behind the scenes, and where they do like the reverse shot, it's always like one actor is going to be acting, and then sometimes there's just like a stand-in or somebody reciting the lines on the other end.
For eye level and stuff.
But when you have like a two-shot, they're both acting, they're both reacting, and it's kind of the best. The best scenes are those.
Yeah.
When you watch classic films.
Yes.
So, again, great cinematography because it's Bergman.
Yeah. Byron or Skip?
I'm going to say. I'm going to say it's a rent.
Oh, okay.
I think it's a strong rent. It's kind of one of those movies where you might want to be in a mood to watch it.
Yeah.
Is where I'm coming from. But if you're like a film student, must watch. Must watch at least once.
Okay, I think I'm leaning towards what you said. The strong rent, you have to be in the mood.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in a very, like those, not short-tempered, no, like an antsy mood, like you want
anxious.
If you're an anxious mood, you want to see something, action. Don't watch this movie. Don't watch this movie. If people just want to sit down and spend about 2 hours.
That's an hour and a half.
Yeah, around there. It feels like 2 hours sometimes.
It is a deliberate pace.
Yes,
I'll
it's a
admit.
deliberate pace, and if you want, then check it out or buy it. If you're a big film buff, you should buy it.
Or if you're a big history buff,
yeah,
you might like it as well.
I don't know how accurate it is.
I don't know how accurate it is either, but I'm just saying, people. I think people who like Andrei Rublev would thoroughly enjoy this movie.
Yes.
And other kind of historical.
If you enjoyed The Black Death.
If you enjoyed The Black Death.
Yes.
You might enjoy this movie.
He must have been working overtime.
That's why.
Is that a plot hole?
No, I think it's a line in the movie where he says, "I know you're busy," and he's like, "Yep."
I'm busy, but I'm gonna play this game of chess with you.
Well, because remember, it's towards that last meeting. They're playing the chess, and he's like, "It's your move. Come on. We got to get this game over with.
Yeah.
I've got things to do."
Yeah.
And he's like, "No, the game's got its own pace. it's him kind of stalling a little bit
He's
longer.
helping a lot of people who are dying.
And that was when he knocks. I think he knocks the pieces over, either right after or right before that, and he allows Yoff and Mia to get away with the kid.
What a good guy.
Yeah.
Now's his deep.
I believe so.
Yes.
That's my interpretation.
Yes. And they don't openly say it either. They just that's their interpretation.
They just ask him, "Did you get what you wanted to get done?" And he goes, "Yep."
Yeah. So
I should do like paraphrases of these movies.
Yeah.
I think that would be entertaining.
So that is this edition of Criterion Connection.
Should we announce the good news?
Yes.
For those who didn't already have a Filmstruck account and haven't had a Criterion account either, it has been announced that they are launching their own streaming service, like we were hoping they would, in the spring of 2019. And as of right now, if you go to the website and you go to the, I think it's channel, is the thing you have to hit in the menu. You can be a charter subscriber, which is basically pledging that you're going to subscribe. Mm-hmm. And you get a bunch of benefits. You get a 30-day free trial. You get discounts on the subscription.
You get a card.
Which will last as long as you're an active member. And it won't end from the way it says on there. An ID card, a gift certificate. So definitely, if you're interested in that and you want to support the Criterion Collection, see about being a charter subscriber, especially if you were a Filmstruck subscriber, because it's basically the same price. Yeah. And if you
just not without the Turn Classic stuff.
Yeah, and if you pledge and you do the charter subscriber thing, you actually get it cheaper. This is not paid promotion, but we just want to see an easy streaming service for Criterion.
That's what we're gonna watch off of, and if people won't subscribe to it, then that means it won't close or anything, or get shut down or anything like that.
It could have been a business decision.
I don't think that's how the film struck, but you never know. I don't know the deets of that.
I think they might have been, and what they said in the email is that they were looking for a way to do it themselves, and Filmstruck might have been a temporary solution all along.
But yeah, there's that. What's your thoughts of Seventh Seal? Yeah, that's another Bergman we should do. There's just a lot of them.
Only all of his movies are on the Criterion.
Yeah, so if you want to...
or it seems like all of them.
Yeah, if you want to make a suggestion, go ahead. We've only done 3 so far, and there's probably 1,700 on there.
Well, if you got that set, Wade, we would know.
Yeah, well, also, next week, in light of, you're going to be stuffing your face full of Thanksgiving stuff, all that stuff. Next week, we're doing a Cronenberg. We're doing Naked Lunch. So you can lose that Thanksgiving dinner.
Naked Thanksgiving dinner.
Yes, naked Thanksgiving dinner. There you go. I like that. We're going to use that now. All right. So until next time. Oh, before that, be sure to subscribe, hit that bell so you get every Criterion episode and everything else we do.
And share the videos.
And share the videos, please. I've noticed if we got an uptick on viewers, I believe it's because you shared it. So please keep sharing it. We want this to be big. We want this to be huge. Huge. There you go.
With the J in there, the soft J.
So I am Yade.
And I'm Joe.
Oh, you're not Yo? Okay.
No, I have a hard J.
We'll see you later.
Proper now. Hey, bye-bye.
I thought he was going to say...